Hello students, welcome to the class again students. Today we are going to learn adventure time. Adventure means we all know doing something different. It is a very dangerous and acceleration and it is very dangerous, right? So depend upon our sports or some experiences like that, right? So let's start the class. Adventure time. Let us learn about incredible mountains and exploring the universe. We know that adventure sports are about exhilaration, skill and danger. People who take part in adventure sports use their skills and experience to control the risks. Adventure sports can be subdivided into air sports, land sports, and water sports. Let us know incredible mountains. Mr. Roy started his talk on what mountaineering was all about. Mountaineering is an adventurous act of climbing mountains. It is a sport that can be taken as a hobby or profession. Hiking, trekking through valleys and climbing of mountains are the main activities of mountaineering. Many mountaineers are attracted to the Himalayas, the world's highest mountain range. Climbing Himalayas is regarded as the greatest test in mountaineering because of the high altitude and extreme cold weather conditions. Mount Everest height 8,848 meters above sea level is the highest mountain peak in the world. Sir Edmund Hillary of New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay of India were the first men to reach on top on 29th May 1953. They hoisted the national flag, the Nepalese national flag, and the Union Jack. Sir, what kind of training is required for mountaineering? Mountaineering is ultimate test of your endurance. You need lot of strength, determination and willpower to climb mountains. A mountaineer should be brave, physically fit, disciplined, courageous and self-confident. Many mountaineering institutes and adventure tour operators provide training in mountaineering. Two government mountaineering institutes that train learners are Himalayan Mountaineering Institute in Darjeeling, Nehru Institute of Mountaineering in Uttarakashi in Uttarakhand. These institutes train the learner to use a variety of equipment used for climbing. What equipment is required for climbing a mountain? Mountaineers need climbing ropes to tie around their waist or into a waist harness to protect them from a fall. On ice, mountain climbers ascend with the help of ice axes. They also use metal spikes called crampons, which are attached to the bottom of climbing boots. Other accessories required by mountaineers are woolen socks, jackets, helmets, sleeping bag and tent, goggles, trekking shoes, snow boots, sunglasses, cooking equipment, tinned food, a bottle of emergency oxygen and medicinal kit. What are some general hurdles which a mountaineer has to face? The general problems which a mountaineer has to face are falling rocks, avalanches, mountain sickness, hidden cracks in the rocks, high winds, very low temperatures, and sudden changes in weather conditions. Sometimes mountaineers have blisters on the feet. They can also suffer weight loss and sleeplessness. Sir, can we also climb mountains? Yes, why not? If you love mountains, then mountaineering is a good sport for you. It will give you an opportunity to see the world from the top. But wait for some more years till you grow up. Eat a balanced diet, exercise daily, and make yourself physically fit for this rough and tough sport. Sir, thank you very much for spending so much time with us. Hope to see you again. Exploring the universe. A group of 5 friends went to see the Nehru Planetarium in Delhi. There they saw the space suit of squadron leader Rakesh Sharma. The children wanted to know about Rakesh's visit to space. The guide in the planetarium told them Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian astronaut to go into space on 3rd April 1984. He traveled along with 2 Soviet cosmonauts. He came back from his maiden flight on 11th April 1984. Who was the first Indian woman to go into space? Kalpana Chawla was the first Indian woman to go to space. On 19 November 1997, she went on a 16-day mission to study the outer atmosphere of the sun. She went for the second mission in January 2003, but she was killed due to the breaking up of the space shuttle minutes before landing. 3 years after Kalpana Chawla's death, another woman on Indian origin, Sunita Williams, made a journey into space in the Space Shuttle Discovery on 9 December 2006. Why do people go for tough and risky journeys? Human beings have always been curious about the mysterious sky and have been observing the universe. Even in ancient times, people used to observe the day and the night sky. Their study made them understand how days and nights are formed. They learned to predict the changing seasons. Sir, tell us something more about the things that we see in the sky. In the daytime sky, we see the sun with its bright, brilliant light. Our day begins with the beautiful sunrise and ends with the sunset. With the disappearance of the sun, the night sky comes alive. We can see the moon, the stars, the planets, and even meteoroids in the night sky. Moon is the natural satellite of the earth and it completes one rotation around the earth in 28 days. It does not have light of its own. It reflects the light of the sun. Whereas stars have plenty of light, stars link together to form patterns in the sky. These patterns are called constellations. Beside this, we have also 8 planets that keep revolving round the sun. Planet Earth is our home and it is the only planet known to life. Are there some man-made objects in the sky? Yes, there are many man-made objects called artificial satellites that revolve around the earth. These satellites are used for various purposes. Weather satellites help in forecasting the weather conditions. Communication satellites help to make instant global communication. Scientific satellites help to bring back information about space. Navigational satellites are developed to satisfy the needs for a navigation system. I hope all understand this chapter and watch the video more times, okay? And try to read the textbook also. Have a nice day.